And we've been joined by UConn coach Bob Diaco. The Huskies are 0-1 on the season. Begin their season this past Friday against Brigham Young. BYU won the game 35-10. UConn in action next this Saturday, September 6th against Stony Brook at Rentschler Field. It will be a noon Eastern Time start on SNY. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the BYU game and then tell us what you expect to see when you get back on the field against Stony Brook this Saturday, please.
Team improved. Team got better. The only way the players are going to get better right now is to play. We played 50 players on offense and defense, 25 on offense, 25 on defense in the first half. So it wasn't like the game was in doubt. It was meaningful snaps. We stayed on that plan the whole game and didn't change. So the players got better. A lot of guys played in the game. That's not including the special teams. I want to say 20 freshmen played in the game in the first half. So it was a very positive night by that piece. The team got better as the game went on. That's another positive piece to build on. The second half, looked much different than the first half, and we're pleased with the strain and the grit and the effort and the perseverance. We've got a lot to work on as a team. We're not a good team yet, but we're getting better. Stony Brook comes in to the Rent this weekend, and it's going to be a great contest. They're an outstanding program. Coach has them rolling, and they've achieved great things here in the recent success. I want to say they won 10 games a year ago. They've joined one of the top conferences in the country, if not the top FCS conference in the country, and have a hell of a program.
Take questions for Coach Bob Diaco. Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We'll go first to Greg Logan with Newsday.
Hi, Coach Diaco. I just wanted to ask, last year Connecticut lost to Towson, which went on to the championship game of FCS. Is that an experience that you think will get everybody's attention for an FCS opponent?
I can't imagine it wouldn't. I mean, the fact of the matter is there's not much that separates one team from the next. And in the same year that Townsend came in and beat UConn, Stony Brook, Townsend had to drive the ball at the end of the game, had a couple of penalties go their way on that final drive that allowed them the go-ahead points in the waning minute of the game a year ago. I want to say the score was 21-17 maybe, with just a few minutes to play. Right. Townsend, Stony Brook. So, if you can't have your eyes opened by that experience, I don't know what would.
And if I could follow up, Stony Brook opened last week. They used a quarterback, John Kinder, a Syracuse transfer, hadn't played in 4 years. Bryant changed their defense to give him looks he wasn't expecting and really got upfield to contain him in the pocket so he couldn't use his running ability. What did you see from Stony Brook's offense and the struggles, and how difficult do you think your defense can make it on them and their running game with that linebacking crew that you have?
Well, we got to get a lot better, I'll tell you that, so we got a long way to go on defense, and especially after the first game, a very challenging offense to defend in BYU in that system. You need to know your assignments inside and out. You got to have great eye discipline, and that's even before you get started with block destruction and tackling. So, we got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do with ourselves, and make sure the focus is on ourselves and getting better, and not necessarily on systematically what Stony Brook does.
And if I could just one more question, your impressions of Stony Brook's defense, which was their strength against Bryant.
I have very high marks for what I've seen on tape from Stony Brook in all three phases. Their defense flies around. They're aggressive. They're high contact. They run downhill. They're fast. They're athletic. They've got enough size, sound, well coached, and the same thing on offense. So it's going to be a great challenge for the beginning of our program here.
Thanks very much.
We'll go next to Tim Gaffney with Litchfield County Sports.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
Hi, good.
That's good. Hey, what's the quarterback situation looking like? Against Stony Brook, same situation as BYU?
Our quarterback situation?
Going to be going with both?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we're in our preparation phase. We need to get better as a team each week. To get better as a team, all the players need to play. So.
Okay. How about the injury end of it? How banged up or how good are you coming out of BYU?
Everybody's good. No change. No change. It was a good, hard-fought game, but no major injuries and nothing real significant as it relates to the game.
Yeah, you talked on Friday night about a lot of the things that we didn't see: 12 men on the field, 10 men on the field. You're talking building blocks. If you had to rate A to Z or whatever, what on the discipline end of it would you give your team a grade for on Friday?
I was very pleased with the discipline and the mechanics and how the game was conducted and how the players responded to in-game adjustments and moving forward as the game unfolded. I was very, very pleased. I thought they looked great. I thought they operated in a great way. That surely wasn't what prevented winning. There wasn't a lot of losing elements in those areas. It was during the play stuff that we need to get a lot better on. We're just at the very beginning of our development in that area. So.
One more from me. What did you see from Ark Heel in his first college experience?
He's explosive. He's he possesses both long and short speed. He's a hard runner. He can run through tackles. Had a nice catch. Got good soft hands. He's got a good handle on the assignments. So I was pleased with him. I was pleased with all the backs. So I was pleased with Ron also.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Matt Stonevisky with the Boneyard.
Hey, Coach. It seems you guys made a decision to go with Chandler once the offense got inside the red zone. Can you talk about what makes Chandler the better option in that area of the field?
I think he's got a little better capacity to keep the plays alive with his legs. It opens up some more offensive plays for us also. The playbook opens a bit, which would typically shorten when you get into that shorter, tighter field space. But we could still open it up a little bit more with him in there. He's got a little higher aptitude right now, a maturity to decision-making down there in that very complex situation. But it's the flip of a coin, honestly. Casey's getting much better and better down there also. So we had a plan for last Friday night, and we wanted to be sure we executed our plan.
Well, to follow up to that, is that going to be the plan moving forward, or?
I don't know. We'll see.